Hello and welcome. I'm Siddharth Zarabi, and on the show with me today, Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zeyoudi, the Minister of State for Foreign Trade of the United Arab Emirates. The UAE, as we know, is India's third largest export market, and our two countries have been doing formal negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, or the CEPA. Yeah, can I please do this once more? I'm sorry, I fumbled twice. My apologies. Hello and welcome. I'm Siddharth Zarabi, and on the show with me today, Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zeyoudi, the Minister of State for Foreign Trade of the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is India's third largest export market, and the two countries have begun formal negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. Welcome on the show, Minister. Let me begin by asking you about the trade relationship between our two countries, and specifically the proposed CEPA. How will India benefit from such a trade deal with the UAE, given your position as a gateway to the Middle East as well as Africa?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for hosting me in India today, TV. It's really a pleasure to be here at our home, second home, India. We had the pleasure to launch and to kick off the comprehensive economic partnership agreement between UAE and India. We do see India as our one of the main and strategic partner when it comes to investment and trade. India is our second largest trading partner, accounting for almost 9% of the UAE's total foreign trade and 15% non-oil export. And the UAE's non-oil foreign trade with India amount to almost $40 billion at the pre-pandemic levels. We do see ourselves as a gateway for the Indian markets to a broader region, not only to the GCC, but also to the African markets, as well as to the CIS, to the bigger range of MENA as well. And we can capitalize as well on the Indian markets, but trade the other markets which India has access to. So we see this as a platform to grow and to enhance our ties, given our economic and investment opportunities, and this is going to really mark a new phase of strategic cooperation between both the nations. As we said in the press conference, as well as in my meeting with His Excellency Doyan, we're expecting the value of bilateral trade to reach over the $1 billion within the 5 years as a minimum. So we're expecting to go beyond that and penetrate the bigger markets in our regions.
One of the important expectations, Minister, is the negotiations as far as the CEPA is concerned. By when do you expect that to sort of happen, and how will this agreement be different from those with other countries, and for example also versus a full-fledged free trade agreement?
We have started the official talks on CEPA, and we really hope that it's going to be completed and finalize the negotiation within 3 months, and then it's going to take another 3 months to do the final signatures. Our agreement with India will unlock the immense potential of a South-South trade corridor, which is, we really hope that's going to accelerate economic growth and regional prosperity in general. We in the UAE were moving very rapidly to negotiate CEPAs, and the first few will be Indonesia, Israel, Kenya, UK, Ethiopia, Turkey, South Korea, and for sure where we are now, India. But we are not slowing down, more will follow for sure. Our first agreements will be signed with a few countries, including India for sure, or at least we're finalized before the end of the year. And this, with the second agreement with Indonesia, we're expecting that it's going to represent almost 1/5 of the world's population. These agreements are very comprehensive in nature, covering investments, trade in goods, trade in services, economic cooperations, other areas like IBs, SMEs, humanitarian developments, capacity buildings, and many others, which we know for sure it is matching the ambition of our leaders in the UAE and the ambition and the agenda here in India. This is very strategic. This is just a continuation of this historic relation between us and India. So we're going through these agreements, complementing each other, and work together to bring more prosperity to the region and into the world in general.
Right. Right. Which investment opportunities and sectors would the UAE be looking for as far as market access to India is concerned? You would recall that India has also provided tax breaks to the UAE Sovereign Wealth Fund. That's till 2024. And there's a lot of interest in that subject in India as to what will come out of that entire proposal.
The SEBA is going to be a continuation for the previous work, for sure. We're going to capitalize on what is happening now through the Investment Council under the leadership and co-chairmanship between His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed and His Excellency Goyal. For sure, the sovereign wealth funds are going to capitalize on this and exploring the targeted sectors. There are few sectors which we can easily mention, like the services, which we know for sure are going to have a huge growth and add huge value to both nations. But at the same time, let's talk about what happened during the pandemic. The sectors like the healthcare as well as the food security products and agriculture are very crucial, and we can complement each other on that aspect. Advanced science industries, we do see a huge plan in the industry and manufacturing, and we do have a plan as well which was launched two months ago. And we see so many similarities on that aspect, which we can work together. For sure, the agribusiness, renewable energy, which is very crucial, speaking about sustainability, space sphere is something which we're very interested in, and we can collaborate, and there's so many potential to work together as well. I don't want to forget as well the two main sectors, the logistics and supply chain, which is now we're seeing a big global challenges facing this sector, and I'm sure we can work together and bring more added value to those two sectors by joining forces on it. The last one for sure, ICT, technology, and the digitalizations are the game changer on the way that we're running the businesses. The conventional sectors are going to be transformed. We're talking about health, we're talking about the commerce, transforming it to e-commerce, education, health sector, and many others. So digitalization and ICT are key sector as well, which we can work together. Several wealth funds are going to continue exploring. As I said during the press conference and during my meeting with His Excellency Goyal, we already engaged in so many ICT and communications lately. We have a huge plan to invest $7 billion in the agribusiness here in India. And we're going to continue exploring those sectors, which is going to add value and create jobs, as well as bring more commodities to the market and to the bigger region.
Right. India has also announced a new trade policy. The aim is to increase exports. What can you say about the UAE's trade strategy in this regard?
We do believe that the only way to enhance our national economy is to reach out to like-minded countries and forge deeper and more integrated relationship. So through stronger trade relations, we can accelerate growth and foster innovations. And our approach to international trade is a part of our efforts to double our economy in the UAE by 2030 and to set the stage for the upcoming 50 years of economic growth. Here in India, what we see that the country is a natural partner and a historical friend and a strategic ally with whom we can enhance investment, boost growth, and secure a new era of opportunities in a post-pandemic world. India is forecasted to be among the fastest growing emerging economies, as S&P's global rating expected the 2021 GDP growth by up to 9.8%. So looking at even the ambition when it comes to the trade, reaching exports of 1 trillion within the 10 years, we can be part of the manufacturing industries to ensure that we can fulfill this target, and at the same time work as a gateway and a path for most of the products from here, so we can send it to a bigger market. Something else which as well important to be mentioned, India's cities were among the fastest growing economies in the world, and this is according to the 2019 ranking of the World Economic Forum. So we see a tremendous and huge trade investment opportunities with India. which is strategically very important for us. And there are so many strategic sectors, which I just mentioned in my previous question.
What would you say to Indian companies that are looking to invest overseas about foreign direct investment prospects in the UAE?
We in the UAE offer a pro-business environment with progressive regulations and regulatory framework. These for sure includes the low taxations, 100% foreign ownership, and a majority of sectors. And we do have a very strong legal system that protects capital, IPs, trademarks, and low custom tariffs, zero income, capital gain tax, and open economy. We're very open, modern, and tolerant society. We are more than 190 nationalities coexist peacefully in the UAE, and we're seeking to attract and retain the world's brightest talents, and are in the process of overwhelming modifying and revamping the whole visa system. So we do have introduced a new gold and green and freelancer visa, which is going to be more flexible for those businesses to come and settle down and operate from the UAE. So we do believe that the numbers are speaking for themselves. Today we do have around 3.5 million Indian nationals who call the UAE their homes, and we do have a huge number of companies. We're talking about almost 4,365 companies that have cover a diverse number of sectors, from real estate, so retail, manufacturing to media, and include some of our nation's most remarkable entrepreneurial success stories. So we invite everyone to come and explore, and we invite everyone as well to come and attend and be with us in the World Expo Dubai 2020.
Since you talk about visa rules being relaxed, I want to ask you specifically, how will Indian workers and businesses benefit from these rules that you just mentioned?
For the last few months, we've been in close coordination with our colleagues, investors, stakeholders to understand how can we become more attractive and improve the ecosystem for the businesses in the UAE. And we've been told about a few criteria which was there and that we should remove. So what we came up with is, first of all, by the beginning of this year, we announced the Golden Visa, where it's granted to investors, entrepreneurs, SMEs, artists, talents, to have a 10 years duration visa, where they feel that they're stable, nothing is going to disturb their stay within the country. Earlier as well this month, we announced the new residency system, where we added the green visa, where each investor will be sponsor of himself. They don't need to be attached or linked to any companies at all, so they will be free from those criteria. We did a few modification as well, where any investors and anyone who's living in the UAE can sponsor their kids and children who are up to 25 instead of 18 years old, which was the case before. For those who lost their jobs, they can now stay in the country for up to 6 months instead of 1 month, which was the case before, so they can find another job within the country. We did some modification as well in the system, where those people who lose their fathers or anyone from the family, they can stay within the country for up to 1 year, so they can settle down, sort out their things, as well as find another job so they can continue living in the country. And the last thing which we add as well lately, the freelancers visa, where it has been introduced as the first time in the whole region. We're giving those experts to be working freely within the market.
All right, and before I let you go, I have to ask you about the Dubai Expo, or what's going to happen this time around.
Well, Expo has 3 themes: connectivity, mobility, and sustainability. And we're having participation from more than 190 countries. And we're heading toward the opening by the end of next week. We're expecting, as planned, 25 million visitors and tourists to the sites. We're so excited. We built a futuristic city within the sites, where governments and countries not only showing their traditions and cultural products and items and practices and behaviors. They're showing their innovative ideas. They're showing the projects which could be scaled up. So it's a big business opportunities for everyone where we can take this and scale it up, and enhance and expand on those ideas, and take those ideas which has been piloted within Expo site to a larger scale. So we're looking forward to host the world and the UAE Expo in particular. And this is an extended invitation to our colleagues and friends in India, including the public, to come and explore and see the future in one site within Expo Dubai site.
Well, clearly, a lot of people are looking to travel, not just perhaps for an expo, but just get out of home as the world recovers from COVID. But Minister Zeyoudi, thank you very much for your time. We are happy that you were able to spare some time to discuss the India-UAE trade partnership. With that, it's a wrap on this show. If you've been, thank you very much for watching.